Good morning. Thank you for joining this webinar in order to learn more about the 1003 Tier III School Improvement Grant opportunity in which districts and schools can build their capacity around utilizing a systems-based approach to school improvement. Please remember to mute your lines during the webinar. If you have questions, please chat respond to everyone using the chat feature that can be found on the top right-hand corner of your screen. During this webinar, the following will be addressed: grant background, grant application overview, the grant budget overview, a grant timeline, the next steps, and an opportunity to ask questions will conclude the webinar this morning. First, we will start with the grant background. The Indiana Department of Education is committed to providing high-quality professional learning to school and district leaders that supports locally driven school improvement initiatives. Toward that end, this Title I School Improvement Grant is designed for school and district leaders who are interested in learning about how a systems-based approach to school improvement can support their local efforts to improve student outcomes and school quality. During this time, I want to emphasize that this training is not another program or initiative, rather a tool to ensure current and future school improvement initiatives in each individual district and/or building are implemented through a systematized approach. By systematized, we are referencing an approach that is anchored in meaningful collaboration between districts and schools in order to promote a continuous improvement cycle. The Indiana Department of Education is pleased to partner with Jim Shipley and Associates to provide a 2-day workshop and follow-up coaching to teams made up of school and district leaders to support the implementation of a systems-based approach to school improvement. This professional learning will focus on a continuous improvement approach centered around school-level priorities and goals, with a focus on progress towards short and long-term goals and building capacity to support and sustain school improvement efforts. Collaboration among district, school, and teacher leaders is a major component of the systems-based approach to school improvement. As such, leaders from both the school and district should attend this professional learning opportunity. At a minimum, teams should consist of a district leader, a school leader, which can be the principal or assistant principal, and a teacher leader. A team can consist of up to 5 participants, with the additional 2 members needing to be teacher or instructional leaders. Jim Shipley and Associates will provide a 2-day workshop on the following options: Tuesday, June 5th and Wednesday, June 6th, or Tuesday, June 12th and Wednesday, June 13th. Both trainings will take place at the Indiana Association of School Principals in Indianapolis. Next, we will go over the grant application. The sections of the application are as follows: applicant information, budget, narrative questions, and program assurances. We will go through the budget and narrative questions in greater detail, starting with the narrative questions. Looking at question 1, for each school that is applying for this grant, context will need to be provided in order to narrate the motivation for participating in the systems-based approach to school improvement professional learning by illustrating their strengths and areas for growth. In responding to the specific questions outlined below, this describes description will be organized by the 5 essentials of school improvement, a research-based framework for school improvement. Question 1 can be answered by each school on an individual basis by clicking on the arrows corresponding with the text, school name. As the arrow expands, there will be questions and places to complete questions 1A through 1E. There is a suggested word limit of 250 words per question. Whereas each part of question 1 will need to be answered per school, questions 2 and 3 should be answered once, reflecting district-wide initiatives and perspectives. There is a suggested word limit of 500 words per question for questions 2 and 3. Now we will go over the budget overview. This grant opportunity is available in the form of up to $10,000 per Title I served school designated as an F on the state's accountability model during the 2016-2017 school year. The grant allocation will support schools to participate in the training, including their travel costs, time and effort to attend the training, honorarium for follow-up work, and materials to support the implementation of the systems-based approach to school improvement throughout the 2018-2019 school year. In order to complete the application and budget, districts first must submit a JOT form implying interest by March 19, 2018 via the JOT form link provided in the memo. There should be one JOT form entry per district with multiple schools included on the singular district JOT form. At the closing of the JOT form submissions on March 19th, districts and schools will receive notice that their Title I School Improvement Grant allocation is open in the Title I Application Center in order for them to upload their applications and submit the budget. All applications and budgets will need to be completed in the Title I Application Center and submitted for specialist review by April 6, 2018. The grant timeline is as follows. This timeline is also made available on the release memo over this 1003 Tier III School Improvement Grant opportunity. Thank you for joining the informational webinar this morning in order to learn more about the Jim Shipley and Associates Systems Approach to School Improvement Professional Development. Following next steps, question submissions will take place via WebEx with an FAQ to follow the webinar. Opportunities for additional support are as follows. Virtual office hours will take place Thursday, March 15th from 10 to 11 Eastern Standard Time. Virtual office hours will also be available Friday, March 16th from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. The call-in information for virtual hours can be found on the grant application timeline. As always, please feel free to contact me via email with additional inquiries at estalbaum@doe.in.gov. We will conclude this webinar with question submissions. There are 2 ways to submit questions. First, you may utilize the chat feature of the WebEx in order to type in your questions. As questions are submitted, an FAQ will be created to release shortly after this webinar closes. The chat feature can be found on the top right-hand corner of your screen. Once you have indicated to chat, the box for submission will pop up on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. You may choose for your question to be presented to the entire group. If you would rather submit your questions via email, please feel free to contact me again at estallmom@doe.in.gov. The WebEx will be open for the next 10 minutes. Please feel free to log off or type questions in the box in order for an FAQ to become available to all participants. Thank you for joining us this morning.